Flosstube, I'm Sarah here at Every Little X Stitch. This is video number 7. Today is January 10th. It's Thursday. It's about 7 o'clock at night or so. My husband was nice enough to take all 4 of the kids out of the house so we didn't have any crazy noise or fighting or whining or any of that jazz. So today I wanted to go over my whips, my haul, my plans, the usual stuff. I didn't write notes, so hopefully that works out, but we'll see. So this week I had a couple days that I didn't do stitching. I didn't do any stitching last night, and then I think the night before that, maybe Tuesday night, we had something else going on that night too. So I think that was the night I'm thinking of. Anyhow, so I just figured I would go right into it. Trying to keep it a little bit shorter today, but we'll see how it plays out. So whips. I've been working on my diamond painting. That is actually a rhinestone diamond painting of my elephant, and I got a lot of progress. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen it, and I'll maybe try to see if my husband was the one who did my intro and outro for my videos, which is awesome. So I'm gonna maybe have him add a picture here of where I was last with my progress. But if you follow me on Instagram anyway, you'll have seen a little bit of that. So here's where I am today. You guys can see that amazing sparkle. Look at him. He is just awesome, awesome, awesome. And here's like an up close of some of the more the specialty, I don't know that those are called rhinestones, but you know, the specialty little sparkles that you get there, the sky teal. But those are all down here, and then what I'm doing next is I'm going to work my way, let's see where I am here, I'm going to work my way down the trunk because it's easier to pull this paper back that way, and then do the rest of the body here. And he's almost done. He'll be done really, really soon. I'm trying to work on this because it's very motivating to see it almost complete, and also because I don't want it sitting on top of the fridge anymore. It just kind of worries me. And my daughter did grab it the other day, and she was like, "Ooh!" And she started pulling on it. So don't want to deal with that. But that's one of the things I've been doing. I've been trying to pick that up as much as I can. Stitching is has been a little bit harder to pick up this week. Just the week I've had with the kids and stuff, but yeah. So anyway, next we have I didn't work on this a lot. I actually just picked this one up today and started back on it, and I really, really like it. I did substitute some stuff out, which I'll show you guys what I did for that. Let me find it here. So this is January, the Cricut collection. And if you guys saw, this is actually one that I'm picking back up from last year. So I haven't touched this since last year, but I did a little bit, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, okay. So today I did, inside of the A here, I did the gray, you can see that gray around the clock. This is going to be a clock. Why this doesn't want to focus well for you guys, but the gray around the clock, and then all of the green around here that you see. That's the other color that I added. So I didn't do much at all to this one. To tell you the truth, I really didn't even feel like picking this one up because I was really focusing on a different whip. So it just didn't hold the appeal that, you know, they have for me. But then, of course, you know, once I picked it up, I really, really was enjoying it. And I like these too because I feel like these are ones that are a little bit less, like they don't require so much super tedious attention. Not that it doesn't require any at all, obviously, but when you compare it to like really having to be precise with when you're doing half stitches and 3/4 stitches and quarter stitches, you know, it's a little bit of a different feel. So it feels like a break almost from a heavier cross stitch, if you will. You guys know what I mean, right? I think you do. But anyway, so I did do some changing to some of these colors, and oh, I did mark it. Okay, good. I didn't think that I did, so I didn't see my notes last time. Got my notes. But so what I did was I added, it looks like 2 different cards. I didn't add the other one in here, but I'll have to grab that now because when I looked at this, it did look like 2 different colors. Anyway, what I'm talking about is I added where my clock is. I thought, well, clocks are traditionally, they're metal or they're gold or silver or whatever, and they're sparkly, right? So I added in some petite treasure braid into mine. So up here the star has it, and then the clock obviously has it, and below the clock has it, and this little tiny bit above it has it. So I added in inside the clock is this one right here, the PB03. That's what I added inside of it. So, and I did, I believe, 1 strand of this and 1 strand of the called for color is what I did. And then above the clock, 680. So where the color 680 is, which I believe I'm referring to what I'm talking about when I'm in my notes. I haven't looked over the pattern real well yet, but I think it's this little section I'm thinking of. But anyway, that one is PB26. And I do plan on using that. It's hard to show you guys this without really showing you the pattern itself. But up here, there is an angel he's playing trumpet, I think. A trumpet. Anyway, he's playing an instrument. That's going to be gold. And then his crown is going to be gold. Over here, this one's crown is going to be gold. And I think I'm going to have him have like a kind of like a steel colored, I think, a steel colored, I don't know exactly what he's holding. But I feel like it should be shiny. So I'm going to probably sub in a color for that. But they're definitely going to have gold crowns on because angels and gold crowns just seem like they would go together, right? So that's that. So I didn't do a ton on it, but still I'm liking it again now. So I probably will pick that up. I really do want to get this one done this month. Big goals because I have, well, for me, because I know this isn't a lot for some people, but for me, considering the amount of time I get to stitch is not an absolute ton. So if I can get this rest of the A finished, which there really isn't much more to do, it's just this little bit around here and inside the clock, do J, and then jump over here and get these other letters, A, R, and Y done, I will be good to go. So that's that one. And then next, I picked this one up for just a little bit, not much at all. I just did a tiny little bit. This is Watercolor Unicorn and Floral Wreath. And this is from, I got, sorry about the, I'll show you guys that without it showing in the background, paper throwing through. That's what it looks like. But anyway, this is from Lily, I keep saying Lily, Little Room in the Attic. And I got this off of Etsy if you guys are interested. It's a Russian designer and she has phenomenal patterns. Some of them are very, you feel very much like this, and then she does have other ones that are kind of have a different vibe to them, almost like she has multiple aesthetics within her designing, which is kind of different to see. At least for me, I don't see that a ton. But anyway, so when you guys saw this last, there's not a lot honestly that's changed from this. I just filled in up here, I think is what I did, up in here. I'm going to see if I can get my husband to add in a picture, I guess, before I show you guys it on camera. But I didn't do a ton. I picked this up on, it was actually the 7th, I believe, which was a Monday. On Monday nights, I go to it's technically like a yarn, like a knitting shop that is here in our locally for us in our city. And my friend Nicole and I, hi Nicole if you're watching, but we go there every Monday night, and we started going there I started going there the spring of last year. So I think it was around April. I'm positive it was April that I started going there. And she's been going there too for a long time. And we just go and we stitch while all the other people knit. And it's great because it gives us a place to go and be able to still do the craft that we like to do. But you get to mesh with all the other people that are currently going there. And there's women that have gone there for like many years. So it's really kind of cool. And a lot of them actually used to cross stitch. I hear that a lot where they say, I used to cross stitch, but I don't anymore because, you know, I can't see it anymore, or it's just too little to, you know, it's easier to knit, a lot of them say now. So, but a lot of them used to cross stitch in the past. And there is another friend of ours that she does do cross stitch here and there too. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, on Mondays we go there from 6 to 8, and I get in at least usually some guaranteed stitchy time. I haven't been there in 3 weeks to a month maybe, just because we had Christmas and then we had the New Year, you know, the Monday that coincided with that. I think it was New Year's Day maybe on Monday. And then the week before that was Christmas Eve, and then the week before that, that was when my son Ethan had a Christmas program. So I think it's been 3 weeks for sure that I've been there at least. But anyway, so we're back in the groove of that again. And I brought this one, and I brought my last whip I have to show you guys, which is Mirabilia. And this one is a Dia. So we have this lovely lady here. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I got some nice progress on her. When you guys saw last, I was about here. I started where the white is here, and then I was working upwards on her dress. And I had talked about possibly trying to work upwards, or like, you know, zigzag, not zigzag, but back and forth and up. And what I ended up doing was just try to go straight up as much as I can. And here she is. I'll put something behind her. So here's where I am. I did go up and do her face. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will have seen the post I put on Instagram. So here's her dress here. And then since Instagram, the picture I have on there, I've added in this hair here, all the like flowers and the greenery and the roses or whatever these are in her hair here. So I have added all that to her. And she has been the one that I've been kind of forcibly pushing all my other whips aside, because I just utterly love, I love her. She's so pretty. And once I got her, Monday night I put in her features. So I sacrificed some sleep to get that in, and then my daughter my youngest Aurora ended up waking up, of course, in the middle of the night and kept us awake like the entire night that night. Of course, right? Because that's what happens when you stay up late, then you pay for it in other ways too. So, but yeah, I got the face or her features in on Monday night, and then since then I've been working on her as much as I can. So she's been the focus, and I haven't done a lot of other ones because of it. I haven't really had a big desire to do a lot of other ones because I'm so into working on her. But anyway, so that's Adia. And so that's all I have to show you guys for whips. I don't have that much progress other than on her. And for me, that's a lot of progress for me anyway. So let's sorry, I think I just banged the camera. So let's do haul next. So I'm going to show you guys the haul first actually let me show you this first. So I started reading again. So this is the book I picked up, and I know Kathy, you may have read this, or I know you read John Sanford. So I started reading again, which I haven't read in so long. It's just embarrassing how long it's been since I've read physical books. I have Audible, but I don't really count that as in the same category that I'm physically reading a book. It's different listening to me anyway. In my head, this is, you know, the way it works in my head, that it's different to physically read a book than to listen to a book. I don't feel like it's saying I read a book this year when you're not, you know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, so I started reading that and I was really, really into it. So I'm glad to be picking that up again, but I feel like it's very difficult to say, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this, but you have to split up your time, which is, you know, maybe like at certain days, like very minuscule, where you can actually devote even a little chunk of time to something. So for me, that's why reading has been kind of pushed on the back burner for a very long time, because I wanted to do my crafts, and crafts are time consuming too, so it's hard to do that stuff. But anyway, so let's do the haul that isn't technically stitchy, but it's still stitchy to me, because it's 4 project bags. And then I did pick up one that's going to be added to one of my Christmas quilts. So here is the first one, and this is one that was, I got these all at Joann's. I just found these kind of, oops, goes this way, I guess. So this is, of course, it was birds, so I had to get that. I mean, had to get the birds. So this is going to go with one of the Christmas quilts that I have, that I keep slowly getting fabric to add to it. And then I got this same one, again, same pattern, to make a project bag for just Christmassy project bags. I like to do themed project bags as far as season. I do a lot of seasonal bags. Of course I do seasonal bags, right? Why wouldn't I? I'm in the season thing. But, and then I like to do, you know, like summery ones, but I also found some cute, one of these is with another one that is kind of more themed for Belinda. We're gonna stitch Renaissance Mermaid in June, and so I got this one to go with a mermaid. So I'm gonna make a mermaid bag to go with her. So this is gonna be the accent fabric, and I didn't think to grab the other fabric that I'm going to make into a bag with this, but yes, I like to do matchy bags, I guess, if you will, to those if I can. So it's hard sometimes to find that stuff, but anyway, I digress. I feel like I'm really like jumping all over the place here today. Sorry guys. But okay, then next I got this one. This really pretty, it's just a St. Patrick's Day plaid, and I have a bag that I made that is a St. Patrick's Day bag, but I had a very hard time finding fabric that I liked that was St. Patty's Day, but that also went together with the fabrics that I like that actually go together. I had a hard time with that. But then the only other thing I got from Joann's was I got this one as the accent, and it's just little teeny tiny hearts, and that's gonna go with this one here, and that's just gonna be obviously a Valentine bag. So there's that. I do have one Valentine bag that I've sewn already. Gosh, everything's stitching, right? So that's that. Then next I got from 123 Stitch. This was the stuff I was waiting on. I had a couple different orders that I made. So one order was these. So I did cheat and I started using it. But I got 2 of the little half-size boxes. I always use these for my projects, and it's just easier for me that way. I do end up getting like floss for each individual project rather than pulling from this one and adding to this one and then forgetting that I pulled from that, and now where is like 801? I can't find it, you know, that kind of thing, which is annoying because I will end up most likely having tons and tons of the shades that are not really necessary. Like the Mirabilia, the skin tones. I'm going to have so many skin tones that I'll probably never use that many in my entire lifetime, but you know, whatever. But this is what I do with mine. I don't know if I saw this one day or if I just did it, but so this is just, I copied the back of the chart for the key for the colors, you know, the color key, and that way when I go to check my box, I can check my box rather than constantly going back to the chart and looking at the chart for the color key. So for me that works. And then the next thing I got was all the goodies. So in here, I'll show you guys, open this up and actually show you. So I got all the fun little bits and bobs. Oh, this one's unwound already. I got all the little bits and bobs for Adia, the garden fairy, because I didn't have these yet. So here are her really pretty Krennics. There's all of those. Really, really pretty. There's actually, so there's those. And then I had 5 packages of beads. So I needed, there's 1, 2, 3. Got it? Yep. So I needed these 3 were the ones I was missing. So there's those. I love that blue. That was really pretty. And then I got all of her beautiful charms. So there are, and I'm gonna have to look into the, I know Stephanie, Miss Also Crafty, has gotten like charms and stuff from another place, but there's a little teardrop charms. There's 5 of those, and then there are the other ones are these little leaves. Just so you guys can see them if you're not familiar. They look like, actually they don't see the back of them, but anyway, they show the backs on them, but they're the flowers and the leaves that she's holding. So my camera never wants to focus right. So that's what they look like. Right there. And that's that. Okay, then the other stuff I got was just all, well, there's a few patterns. There's a few patterns, and then there's some other stuff. So this was from Christmas stuff yet. So I have, this is my first time ever purchasing a chart from the Victoria sampler. So here's what I got. This is called Garden Wedding Sampler. And I love, this is what I purchased it for. I think that that is just so, so, so pretty. And I love the little scene of it. You know, you have your guests, and then you have your wedding party, and obviously your scene here. And I like this one too because we actually had, I'm gonna have to change some of the colors in here, but I had dark blue and light blue for my bridesmaids dresses, so I kind of was a little bit more, you know, when I saw this I liked it a little bit more because it already has the blue. So yeah, but it's really, really pretty. And then to go with that, these were the things I got specifically. So this is the number 12 Pearl Cotton, and this is Pearl, so I don't know what this is exactly. I've never purchased this or used it in a chart, and I forget what it's called, Pearl something, but it's really silky. You guys see how silky that is? Really, really silky. It's really smooth. So I'm excited to try that. I've never done a cross stitch that has pearl cotton in it, which is funny because I have so many of these pearl cottons at home already that I plan on doing. I have my English paper piece thing that I'm gonna kind of turn into a project bag at some point. Not the English paper piecing itself, but the fabrics that I have for English paper piecing. I'm gonna make a bag out of those, and then I want to do kind of the idea of when people do the embroidery on top of a quilt. Like, I cannot remember what this is called, so I'm sorry. So a lot of people probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, you kind of stitch on top of the quilt where you go in between the layers of the batting in the back, and so you're inside the middle of the quilt. But anyway, that's what I wanted to do, and I have tons of these pearl cotton colors that are like very bright and bohemian to do that with. So I probably have white, but I bought it anyway. So next I have, this is the first pattern I've ever purchased from Rosewood Manor. So this is Sunset. And this one, I don't know what it is about this, but oh my god. Actually, I do. It's the it's the colors, but it's just so pretty. But the sunrise doesn't really resonate with me that well. I'll probably still do it because I feel like if I do sunset, I need to do sunrise, right? I mean, you have to do both, I would figure. And I don't want to change the colors of sunrise really because I feel like they're very well put together. But this one, to me, looks like an African sunset. Like all the colors are it just looks very African to me. So that's probably what my major attraction is towards this pattern itself. But I just love it. I think it's so pretty. The motifs in it are really nice. And I do have sorry, I don't want to show that. I do have another one coming from Rosewood Manor, but this is a phenomenally outline chart. Just the way it's all done, you know, the pattern is very well put together. So I'm excited about doing that because I've had some big patterns that it doesn't seem like it's put together too well, but this one definitely does. And then the next one I got was, I want to take it off of the little cellophane thing here. I haven't even opened this one yet, but this one I got, and I was immediately, I've had this one on my list on 123 Search for a while, and this is by Barbara Anna Designs, and this is, I know a lot of you probably have seen this, the Snooty Parrot Sampler, and there it is. Sorry, I'm like moving it everywhere. Anyway, this one, so in here you have your, I love the trees. I'm a big tree lover, so I think those are really pretty. And then I love the parrots here. I love everything about this except I'm not super big on the colors, so I probably will change a lot of the colors. I'm not going to stitch my people with like the super white faces or anything like that. I don't know, I'm not really, the aesthetic that I like isn't like super prim colors. I like a lot of the charts that I see that have just really pretty stuff, but I'm not necessarily super excited about the colors a lot of the time. So for me, like the parrots, I love the parrots. I used to have an African gray parrot, so I absolutely, utterly adore parrots. Utterly adore them. So I'll probably change the colors to be a little bit more funky and bright, maybe like a sun conure or something like that. Who knows? We'll see. But I definitely am going to change the colors up. But the actual wording on this says, "No glory I covet, nor riches I want. Ambition is nothing to me. The one thing I beg of kind, heaven to grant, is a mind independent and free." And that, to me, that when as soon as I read this, I was like, I have to stitch that. I have to, because so my grandma, she died of Alzheimer's. So to me, when I read that, that's what I think of. That's the only thing I think of, is the phrase, if you guys have ever heard in your lifetime, a mind is a terrible thing to lose. That never had such a profound meaning to me until my grandma got that, and she essentially lost her mind. Everything is gone from you. So you lose your memories, you lose yourself. So to me, that is like the epitome of that. So to me, when I saw that, I said, I have to stitch that. So that's why I love this chart. The sentiment and the parrots. The sentiment, the parrots, and the trees. So that's another one I got. I don't know when I'll stitch that. I have no idea, but you know, I had to have that one. So there's that. And then the other things I'm going to show you guys just real quick. These are something that I got these for free from Pinterest. But these are the 12 Days of Christmas. And I'm going to do something with these. I just think they're very elegant looking. They're not in the right order. They're just kind of all mixed up. But here's your partridge in a pear tree. Here's your swan. Ladies dancing. Geese a-laying, birds a-leaping, all of them? No, there should be one more. Maybe. Maybe not. My husband printed them in 2 different sizes, so yeah, maybe that is all. That is all of them. Sorry. Okay, he printed them in a bunch of different pages, but I'm gonna do something with these. I don't know what exactly. They're gonna be more embroidery looking, but maybe I'll stitch them all in gold or put little bits of like red in them with the berries. There seems to be berries in all of them. Anyway, I have those, and those are really pretty, so I wanted to show you guys. And then the last thing I got was the, I think it's Matrushka, I think. But they're the Russian dolls, the little Russian stacking dolls that I was talking about in another video. I finally got the Russian dolls from China. They arrived. And if you guys are interested, I never saw a company name when I got them. I purchased mine from Etsy, but they came and they say Joyce Sunday cross stitch on them. So I don't know if you can actually look them up. I didn't try, but anyway, here's what they are. So here's, let me take this out so there isn't glare for you. So here is the winter. And I saw these on Instagram originally, and they are just the prettiest things ever. They're so incredible. Like this picture, as always, the picture does not do it justice whatsoever. Let me show you guys the colors on these things. I got this as they come as a kit, and I got mine with Ada, but you know, I don't know if I'm gonna actually stitch them on Ada. We'll see. But so this is the winter. Look at those colors, you guys. Those are phenomenal. Phenomenal colors. They're so bright and vibrant and just absolutely gorgeous. They come in a little sleeve that has a little snap at the top. So it's not just a regular old plastic cellophane bag. It's actually really nicely packaged. I was very impressed by that. I was not expecting that, especially something from China. You know, you kind of expect, okay, it's going to be something just thrown into a bag and that's what you're going to get, but it's really well packaged, and I was very impressed with that. Okay, then next I have, some of these are a little bit, so I think this should be summer, I believe. So here's summer, and there's a lot of gold accents in here. So in her hair and things like that. You guys search these, I don't know what you'd search on Instagram, but you could probably pull them up. But here's the colors of summer. Beautiful, beautiful colors. I love these. And I don't know when I'm going to start these. I don't know. I got to start them soon though. I think what I might end up doing is starting them on the first day of each official season. So I think usually it's the 21st of the month. So maybe like for spring I'll start it. Spring usually like March 21st, something like that maybe. So maybe I'll start spring on March 21st. We'll see. Speaking of which, this is spring. So here's spring. Isn't she just the most beautiful? You guys, I know not everybody is into the same things, but for me, when I saw these, it's not a glare. I just love these. Like I said, my grandma really got me into these. So here's the colors for spring. Really, really, really pretty. And there's again that gold, that really sparkly, beautiful gold. It does feel, that one feels a lot like the DMC. I can't think of what they're called exactly technically, but you guys know what I'm talking about, the DMC sparkly ones that are not the fun ones to stitch with. Not the nice ones, the bad ones. And then the last one, which is my favorite one out of all 4 of them. This one is fall or autumn, depending on where you're from or how you say it. So here is that one, and she is just, oh my gosh, just beautiful, beautiful. I love the apples. She has a lot of gold detail mixed in throughout here. I love her little floral, whatever that's called. I don't know, sorry. And then here is the colors. the colors on that one. This doesn't show super well. It's not really picking up exactly what the colors look like for me, but it's beautiful. And I know I'm not supposed to show like the pattern or anything, but you know, I just want to show you guys how well these are. Like, looks like that, and if you can stitch from that, you know, more power to you, but I don't think you're gonna get anything from that. But they're phenomenally charted. I mean, it is obviously in color. You don't get a black and white, but that's okay with me because the key is so, you know, just the key and the combination of that with the way that they did it. The symbols are not symbols that are, you know, when you have one next to each other that look very, very similar. You don't have any like that on the entire chart, on any of the charts. It's very, very well made, very well put together. So I'm really, really, really pleased with that. I think they did a great job with that. I don't know if I'm going to stitch these on, I got Ada, if I didn't mention that. I don't know that I'm going to stitch these on Ada. I might do them on fabric, but I might do them on Ada too, just to make it easy for myself. A lot less counting, right? So, and it doesn't appear to, I looked through just a couple of the charts, and I didn't see any half stitches or quarter, three-quarter stitches, any of that stuff. So I may just stick with the Ada just to make it easier for myself. But we'll see. I don't want to take away from those colors, so I may have to just do that and stitch it on white because they are just phenomenal. I love these so, so, so much. So, yep. I got all these on Etsy. I don't know the name of the seller. I can look it up and link it if you guys are interested. Just let me know and I'll try to do that for you if there's any interest for that. But, yeah, that's the haul for this week. What else? So, plans, I'm not really gonna set in stone anything that for sure I'm gonna be working on or doing, because I do want to keep things open with Adia, and I also have the January piece that I would really, really love to get a finish on this month. We'll see if that happens. I don't know yet. And then tonight, since it's the 10th, and as I mentioned, I'm going to try to have focus pieces for certain days of the month that are for my kids, or like the 10th is specific because my birthday is July 10, and so being January 10, I want to work on my beaded elephant embroidery piece tonight. I want to see how much of that I can get done. It is a very time-consuming thing that it's not just as simple as, you know, the in and out, up and down for the cross stitch. It's you go through it and then you got to anchor it again. So it's like you have to do it. You have to stitch it twice practically on each thing. And then in addition to that, you have to, you know, if it's like a flower, you have to go. So you go in with your needle and one bead, and then you go in and another, and in and another, and then you pull it tight. And it is it's time consuming for that, but that's okay. You know, some projects just are like that. But I'm gonna work on that one tonight, and I'm gonna see how much of that I can get done. I hope that it's a lot, but we'll see. I'm gonna work on my diamond painting, my rhinestone diamond painting specifically, and see if I can get that one done next week also. I think that's doable. So yeah, anyway, that's what I'm gonna work on, and I might throw in some old ones that I haven't picked up in a long time when I was going through my whips, just kind of at the year end to see what I wanted to focus on for this year. I did see a lot of pieces in there that I either wanted to start, so we'll see if, you know, we'll see what happens, but I want to keep myself open for that because I don't want to rule anything out, and you guys know how it goes. You see things and you're like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, and you want to do everything under the sun, and it's just not possible. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I will see you guys next week. Bye.